what is the relevance of venturing into a food dehydration business? On what are the new technologies available for food and herbal dehydration? What are the further value additions after dehydration, phyto-based product? Hi everyone, welcome to the talk show. Today we are going to cover the topic of food dehydration scientific and technology. And I would like our honorable speaker to talk about himself and tell what all he has done in this particular area. Mr. Sunil, I will like you to understand what have you done in your professional career and so and so forth.
Yeah, see, basically we are Pune-based company. We have Advanced Agro Private Limited, and we mainly focus on the post-harvest preservation. See, India, country like India, we have a lot of post-harvest losses. In agricultural field, majority of our fresh foods are lost in large way because we have lack of infrastructure, then lack of improper handling. These all results in a lot of post-harvest losses, which is actually our national loss. So we mainly intend to preserve or to minimize these losses to great extent so that this can add value to the economy. Okay, so in that context, being as an engineering background, I myself is chartered mechanical engineer, and I have spent in industry more than 35 years. And in this business, we have set up more than 300 projects across the India on post-harvest. It includes vegetable pack houses, then pre-cooling centers, then ripening centers. This is just to add the value to the fruit. And we have conducted so many training programs to create awareness among the farmers, wholesalers, those who can understand the fruit biology and challenges they face during the handling and storage. So our main intent was to make the masses aware what are the scientific tools available for preserving that fruit, and by the way they can add their profit, add the profitability, because whatever is conserved, that is the profit. Okay, so in that context, since last 5-6 years we have developed refrigeration based dehydration technology, and this is a scientific dehydration technology where we provide drying for various spices, agricultural produce like vegetables, because we have a lot of wastage in vegetable also. So everywhere cold chain is not possible because India is very large country, and everywhere electricity availability, other problems or infrastructural issues are there. So we understood that cold chain cannot be answer for everybody. So that's why we more focus on the dehydrated product, because there are some basic advantage of dehydrated product. Reason that fresh product cannot be transported in very long way. There are certain limitations. If you grow, suppose you are growing in Delhi, so your market is limited to in the radius of say 50 kilometers or 100 kilometers. Beyond that, you cannot sell because it is a perishable product. But if you have a dehydration, then entire globe is your customer. You can send anywhere in the world. So even if grown in say Haryana or Uttarakhand, that can go to the extreme corner of the globe. So that is that's why we are more focusing, because drying is a very old and ancient technology which is actually used by our forefathers also to preserve the product in long way. But at that time it was the conventional technology, like they were drying in the sun, and because at that time land availability and other things were very limited and drying aspect. But now today we are taking dehydration as a say convenience food, because convenience is more important in today's world, because everybody is having very little time to prepare or cook the food. That is a problem. So looking in that mind, and majority now in every small family, both husband and a wife are working, and in that time, in that situation, cooking becomes a very bigger problem. So dehydrated stuffs playing very important role. And secondly, it goes on many processing industries also. Like many people ask us where this dehydrated. So dehydrated vegetable is largely used by our defense personnel. There are many things, okay, that we will come across as we proceed.
Sure.
So I think that is enough. Then those relevant things we will, as our talk continues, we will go through that every aspect.
Sure. So I think I'll go with the first question which we have on the table, right? I mean, to just make understand what food dehydration is and what are the business applications, and from a layman's perspective, what does a person understand from food dehydration?
See, dehydration means you remove the water from product. I will give you one example. See, because especially we take the example of coriander leaves or palak, spinach or pudina, because normally we bring in a fresh form, but it has got a very little shelf life in our refrigerator. Even after 2 days, you have to throw it into the dustbin because it starts rotting. So leafy product, as far as vegetable, I will give you one example. So their perishability is very high. In that case, dehydration, what we do, remove the water scientifically so that product retains its color, its aroma, and its taste. So these are the three golden parameters which we ensure that during dehydration, these things are not lost. So that is how Drybox technology comes into the picture, where we more focus during drying. So without disturbing its original property, removing the water is a scientific dehydration. That is, you can say that is the definition of dehydration. So I will just give you drying a non-food product, like drying a cloth and drying a food. Both are different. So their objective is to remove only water from, say, cloth. But here, while removing, you have to ensure that it properly rehydrates also. Because when you put back into the, while boiling or cooking, it should regain the water also.
That's good. That's good to hear. I think whatever we have heard till now, right, seems like a very interesting space. And probably a growing space. If there is in multiple countries, there is food shortages and stuff going on now, right? So it looks like a very interesting space. Now, so I think the second question which we had was, what is the relevance of venturing into a food dehydration business when mostly people want to consume a fresh produce, right? I mean, there is quite a buzzword for farm to table, or you call it farmer to consumer, any terminology, but people want to take the fresh produce now.
See, you see, basically, when we talk about fresh product, we actually neglect one thing. In world, there are so many places where they don't get this fresh product. Like a difficult region, when you go to, say, Ladakh during extreme cold situation, or in desert, they don't grow any vegetable. They can't have the this fresh product. Even there they have to survive. So dehydrated products are mainly used for our defense personnel, those who are actually safeguarding our borders in difficult region. So they definitely need this dehydrated product, because they're taking the fresh product up to their destination is a very tough job. Because you understand, when you carry 1 ton of, say, methi, so you are actually carrying 900 kg of water. So this leafy product has a 90% water content. So carrying, when you are carrying only 100 kg, means you are carrying 1000 kg actually fresh. So things become very simpler. You don't need any cold chain. You don't need any this thing extra care. And it is very convenient to use at consumer point. So that is how the relevance comes. And secondly, it's not that it is only for a difficult reason, but there are many applications. Every day, you and me also use this dehydrated product, but that we don't notice actually. If you go to, say, any khakra shop, so there are in different flavor they are giving you. So like methi flavor, palak flavor, pudina, kadi patta. These are all comes in the powder form. That get mixed in the flour, and then these namkeens are fitted. So garnishing these namkeens or your charts and everything, they use this dehydrated vegetable. So this is the
Okay.
regular application in the you can say the secondary processing these food industries, like making a material, making a say or something like that. So these vegetable stuffs are largely used. So these are the application from this thing.
And does it also kind of save the nutrients, or there is any harm to the nutrients when we do dehydration?
No, see, this that is where that this technology normally what happens during sun drying, because it is kept on the open sunbed drying, it is affected by dust. Then there is a hygienic related issue. Secondly, due to oxidation, it loses the color. Suppose in the morning I put something green onto the sunbed, so by the time evening you will find its color start fading. It
Correct.
loses its chlorophyll. So in
Makes
the
sense.
proximity of sun and a maximum oxygen, that product loses its chlorophyll. So it slowly becomes white. If you put a say chili, green chili in the morning and try to dehydrate in the open sun drying, so you will find it changes the color. That is the one area. Secondly, it is kept in an open loop drying, so it loses its volatile also. So aromatic compound gets lost because it is kept in an open area. So slowly the volatile of the plant release in the air, that gets also lost. Okay, so these are the conventional things, because we want to improvise the dehydrated product quality in large way. So the acceptance level of the dehydrated product is can be increased by common consumer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are the, so I think the next question which we had on the table was, right, probably more or less what you were just describing. It was on what are the new technologies available for food and herbal dehydration, and how is it useful comparing to the old and the conventional methods, as you said, right, putting in the sun it to dry off.
Yeah.
How and what all the technologies we have in place today?
Yeah. Conventional drying method. Yes, in conventional drying method, basically like a sun drying or heater based drying, oven type drying system. These all called as a open loop drying, where the air is exchanged continuously during drying. And what happens due to exchange of continuous air during drying, you lose the color of the product during drying. So especially the green product becomes fade if you put if you take support in sun drying. And secondly, what happens because of open loop drying, it loses its aromatic values also, because a lot of volatiles are there, like if it is a spice, if it is something like a flowers, so it loses its smell, aroma. There is largely it is lost. So from consumer point of view, it is not well accepted if it is a dried product. People won't like to buy this product. So entire purpose of dehydration is defeated in that case. So but in scientific drying, this is our technology is a closed loop drying. So in this closed loop, there is no air exchange during drying. So same air is circulated. So in the drying system, outside air is not entering, nor inside air is going out. So this is closed loop drying. So what happens due to it, we circulate the same air, it is dehumidified again and again. So it gives an excellent color in terms of reducing your discoloration, then giving a good aromatic values, keeping all volatiles. Even certain active ingredients are there in product. That is also their transfer is also restricted to the air. So this is the benefit of this is all novel technology. See, what happens now? The time has come that in country like India has to resort to the novel technologies. We cannot apply the old age technology in the today's world, because people are ready to pay you the good price for good product. People don't want to buy inferior product at a lower price. Nobody wants. Okay. Now, because on food, nobody wants to compromise. If you go to market, everybody wants safe food. It should be hygienically packed. It is clean. It is having good taste. So people don't mind. And there is a lot of opportunity in dehydration, because people normally have a very casual approach in drying. लोगों को लगता है people will what is great in drying. You just put in a heater or you put in a sun, it will get dried. But in as far as the food product is concerned, if you go through any citation on Google, so drying is not that unscientific. What normally people understand, because because it is ultimately going to nourish your body, because you
Correct.
have to be, because the objective of eating food is to give the nutrition to your body. Because if
Correct.
you are eating something proteinous product, like if you are eating dehydrated say mushroom powder, then it must contain the protein. It should not be
Correct.
ordinary if you are taking food.
And these days people are also very cautious, right? I mean, everybody goes and
Yes.
watches what is the content,
Yes.
what is the
Yes.
protein, is it inferior,
Yes.
and they don't buy it. I mean, I don't know about rural, but in urban areas, people don't buy inferior products anymore.
Yes. It should be dried product. It should be neatly packed.
Correct.
It should be well certified. These are the primary things. Now common consumer is looking into that. So there is a now earlier situation post COVID, there was a scene was different, but now that we have a lot of pressure, you know, the water scarcity, global warming. Now the time has come. We should more, whatever we grow, we should be more to preserve maximum without putting back into the soil. So that is the objective.
That's nice to hear. I think quite a valuable information. People might be understanding this as a non-technology and drying stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that in continuation, I think the next question is, which are the golden parameters which decide whether the dehydration is successful and acceptable from the customer's point of view?
Yeah, that this golden parameter as I already explained. This first is your eyes. See, God has given 3 laboratories to us, human. One is our eyes, because this is our sense organ. The second is nose, your smell. Third is your tongue, which gives a sensory. Okay, on this test, whether it is passed, like you see, first you eat product by your eyes. Second, you eat by nose. Third, you eat by your mouth. So this is the hooks. We call it as a hook. When you go to any shop, this is the first. So color, its appearance is the first hook.
Correct.
Okay. So if you say golden parameter, that is nothing great. One is golden parameter is color, whether that product is maintaining its original color or not. This is the first parameter. Second, whether it is having original aroma or not, whether it is smelling good, that is one. Third is whether it is tasty, it gives a good bite, good sensory, खाने में अच्छा लगता है, then we accept. So these are the golden parameters. In certain products we require rehydration also, because that is the fourth golden parameter, where certain products when you have a good, but you cannot consume dry, because you have to put into the cooking. Okay, correct. Like you want to make a palak paneer, then if you have a palak powder, then that powder should rehydrate. It is opposite to dehydration. Okay. Dehydration means you remove the water. Rehydration means you reconstitute with again water.
Yes.
So that porosity has to be there. If the product is not porous, but it will not rehydrate. Suppose if I dehydrated sprouts, dry sprouts, and if I put into the water, it doesn't soak for half an hour. So drying will be waste.
Got it.
You got my point. So these are the 4 golden parameters. First is the color, second is aroma, third is your sensory.
So you gave an example. You gave an example of the beans, right?
Yeah.
So are you saying when we rehydrate after receiving it, it becomes in the same structure?
Yeah, same structure.
Okay.
So I will show you certain thing. I will if you can. So these are the rose petals. These are dried. You can see the color.
Yeah.
And this has got a good aroma. If it is packed, now the flowers, these are going for many applications, for making flavor tea also, like flower tea, jasmine. Then there are certain like product like this is moringa. Are you able to see?
Yeah, I know about moringa.
Yes. Yeah. So these are the many things. Is consumer. This is a pumpkin powder. So there are many things like in South we are giving some this ready to eat product like sweet pongal. So they are using. So we are giving technology pan India. Right now our machines are operating in Kashmir. It is operating in Northeast, Kolkata, even Shillong. Some machines are operating in Gujarat. Some in Tamil Nadu, Kerala. So we have a very wide way of some are used in spices, some are used in seafood drying also, drying fish, shrimp, prawn. So these are the new area where this technology is applied.
So what is this dry box technology and what is the USP for the dry box technology?
See, basically, we have our own research here in Pune. So we develop the machine as per the majority the specialty product. Like in many, we don't build just machine as a machine seller like. So we understand because every product has its own challenge during drying. So drying
Correct.
all product doesn't have the same technology because sometimes we
Yes,
have to utilize combination other technologies also. Like
yes.
this, we have explained that vacuum freeze drying, heat pump drying. Then in certain case we have to use radio frequency drying. In certain case we have to use in last stage vacuum microwave drying. So all technology get combined for drying a
Okay.
single product also. So this is our USP that we give the complete solution end to end. We suppose
And
if
this is
somebody gives that this is the product and we are right now facing a problem in dehydration. So we have a solution to that because we have a prolonged experience in research on various products. Even we are working with some bioculture laboratories and then pharma companies. They have a different product for drying, nutraceutical products, then Ayurvedic herbal products. So we have got the immense database in that different industry. So majority people look from that angle because we give not only machine but we give all the non-tangible support like knowledge-based support so that they need not to struggle on making different trials.
I think that's good. And this dry box technology is a technology. That technology is not patented by you, is it correct?
Yeah, it is under patent. We have applied actually. We are in a process because there are many things. It's in technology. There are certain PLCs. We have given a automation, artificial intelligence to PLCs. So it automatically selects a program according to the moisture level because every product has a different water content. Suppose in turmeric it is 80%. In certain product it may be 90% or above also. So accordingly, water liberation rate also changes. So dryer automatically decides the product and accordingly it automatically sets the parameter. So we try to give the maximum little human interference during drying. And it runs in fully auto mode. So even in the absence of manpower, the drying continues.
So I think now we understood the technology, we understood the basics of what dehydration is, what rehydration is. Now let's go to what are the business opportunities, right? So my next question would be, what are the business opportunities related to Ayurvedic medicine ingredients using this dry box technology?
Yeah, see, we have application industries are very large because right now, though many people has taken drying as a very casual activity, but drying is not on the drying itself is a big business can be India. See, I will give you example. We are we have a very large coastal line, say more than 3,000 kilometers. If you start from Gujarat to Bengal, okay, and these all coastal lines always face a problem of high humidity because these are all high humidity zone, and where the drying becomes a very more nuisance because their drying becomes very difficult. As you go in the humid area, the drying becomes problem, and this all humidity poses problem on the food perishability. You understand what I say? You understand humidity because there air more the humidity in the air, it very difficult to dry in the sun.
Yes.
Okay. So now what are the business opportunity? Now this is the opportunity. Like if you want to dry in coastal region, lot of good things like spices are grown. This humidity is good for growing, but this humidity is bad after harvesting. You got my point.
Yes.
Growing mango in humid region is good. Growing a black pepper is good, but after once it is grown, and if it is kept in a humid region, it attracts the fungus. Okay, perishes. उसमें कीड़ा लगता है, it's attract the pest. There are a lot of attacks because that humidity poses a problem. Okay, उसमें there is a chances of getting mold and fungus onto the product. So Now here the business opportunity lies. So we provide more the drying solution after harvesting. In the coastal region, they are drying say jackfruit, then they are drying. They can dry mango, they can dry various things like amla. Many things are grown. Lot of spices like they have this cardamom, high value spices. Then black pepper, as I said. Then nutmeg. These are the all high value spices. If it is kept in a humid region, you lose its quality. So there we work on that solution. They are using our dryer. So drying a coconut, because coconut is largely grown, but you cannot transport raw coconut, wet coconut to every corner. So coconut is as considered desiccated coconut is largely in demand. So there we apply this dehydration technology. Then it goes to the pharma medicine like Uttarakhand, or we have a lot of herbal medicine grown in Himachal, Kashmir, because these are all very high value things and these are grown there. But lack of drying, you cannot bring it because there are snow falling, there are the adversity. So in that case, there is a lot of business opportunity in that regions. So there are, if it is a herbal medicine or any agricultural produce or seafood or spices, we have so many opportunities.
No, makes sense actually. I think yeah, quite insightful. Yeah, this talk show have been till now. This would, and can you, if you could just explain us on the next question which is coming forward is right. What are the further value additions after dehydration of phyto based product?
Yeah. Okay. Basically, this phyto, we have a globally opportunity. This is phyto oils. You might have heard the spice oils. Like we can derive the oil from the phyto product. So after dehydration, we can derive like a ginger oil. Then we can derive betel leaf oil. Then we can derive all the medicinal herbal medicine. You can derive like many plant tulsi oil, because if you dry it, there are a technology available. Those way you can derive the oil. This oil has a very high value. Like ginger oil is sold at 20,000 rupees a liter or 30,000 rupees a liter. Betel leaf oil is sold more than 60,000 rupees a liter. So if it is well dried, there is a technology called supercritical extraction machines are available. So if you put in a dried product, it automatically removes your volatiles, terpene, oils, and this oil has a good global demand internationally. These are all largely purchased by pharma companies. So this is the next level value addition of this dried product. So opportunities are enormous because even if you consider one vertical like pharma or Ayurvedic, there are n number of medicinal plant available in India, and even if you select few of them, there are big business.
So where do you think is the market for the dehydrated food, and which are the platform person can market it? Because you did mention in your previous talks, right, in the army, in the militaries, and the places which are very far off where we cannot transport things. But what are the other? I mean, how do I define the market for this dehydrated food?
Yes. See, this dehydrated product. Yeah, there are two types of business. One is B2B. This is business to business. The second is B2C. Because dehydrated is such good business, the even smallest player can start. Like we are targeting a small farmer also. So our dehydration machine buyer can be a small help group people also, and you can expand it to the large scale also. So for your localized consumer, like you can sell. Majority my consumers, customers are selling through e-commerce platform like Flipkart or Amazon. If you have your Amazon app, you can open your Amazon app and search. You will find all the dehydrated vegetable available on Amazon, like dehydrated methi, dehydrated palak, pudina, anything. You just put. These are already being marketed through these e-commerce platforms. Then various certain companies have their own website to which they sell these products. Okay, you can have their own WhatsApp group, localized WhatsApp group through which it is sold for B2C application. And for B2B application, suppose somebody has a tulsi dried, well dried tulsi or a similar product. There are a lot of pharma Ayurvedic companies. Those are regularly wants this as an ingredient for their medicine. Okay, so they are always looking good vendors to supply all these things like Shatavari, Ashwagandha, Brahmi. These are all available in abundance. People grow, but they don't know what to do because they have to depend again on the traders. Because if it is a perishable product, when it is wet form, again it is sun dried, though it catches all lot of dust and this thing, and it is not properly dried. So again they have to pay because they have to re-clean their end. So there is a good opportunity. One can target those pharma medical industries, go and meet them and understand their requirement, and accordingly they can put onto the plant. And secondly, what I have said about Phyto Oils, these are also in good demand by local companies also.
Yeah, okay, that's good. I think we understood the utility till now. We understood the market.
Because these are the nowadays a lot of people are doing fusion in the food, like piri piri masala. If you buy Kia, so this masala is using various vegetable powder, spices, tamarind powder, jaggery, and this proper premix masala gets good value. So it's not a you buy dry only generic product, but by adding 2-3 generic products, you can derive certain different product also.
Makes sense. I think till now it has been very good, right, to understand the technology and then to understand the market and the opportunities. I think the most important thing would be, right, is there any, the next question would be on, is there any incentive schemes available with the government of India for venturing in this business or similar kind of business?
Yes, it is available. See, government India, because our government's objective is to make the farmers' income double. Okay, because in that motto, every district, one product, that is called as the ODOP, one district, one product. So government has identified every state, one district, one product. If you have a processing, like some districts are meant for say grapes, some districts are meant for say apple. So dehydrated apple, we are working on some Himachal customers also. So dehydrated apple, making apple powder. Because all these, because it comes in a very virgin form, it doesn't contain any artificial sugar or artificial ingredient into that. So we have a lot of apple waste. So government is because these orchards are located at very difficult region, because in difficult weather situation, vehicle cannot reach there, and the products are perished there itself. So now government is posing, like Ministry of Food Processing of India. If somebody wants to go to MOPI website, so there are a lot of schemes available for processing food. So dehydration is a part of food processing.
Okay.
So there are good schemes available on the dehydration, and if they approach different government agency in agricultural department, so government is promoting, and they are giving good incentives for setting up such a product, and even they have a lot of convention and training availability also.
So Mr. Sunil, beyond government, is there a way you help a new entrepreneur entering into the space prior to getting an investment and stuff?
See, what we do, we provide, See, many customers approach us because they want to enter, but they are very blank and they don't know anything about that. They don't know the technology because they may not be from core food background. Okay, so for those we give the complete basic coursewares we have, where we provide them a basic consultation on the food, and we make them prepare before they start investing into that. So we give them a complete know-how. We ask them to come to our factory. They can understand the technology. They can take the trials of the product. They can taste the product. So initially, if they want to venture in a small way, so we provide them some SOP model, standard operating practice. So they can have the miniature setup where they can build their product. Okay, get it tested, get it sample ready for market, approval from customer, and later on they can accelerate, or they can increase the capacity.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
I think the session was quite insightful, at least for me. I think audience might also like this session.
Thank you.
It was really nice talking to you. I think we are ended up with our the last question. So thanks for your time, Mr. Sunil.
Yeah, yeah,
And we'll talk to you in some other talk show probably.
yeah. Surely, surely. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a
Bye.
lot.
Bye.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.